What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Innerparty System, as well as a sleeping Luca who is uninterested in what we're doing. But yes, we're going back to the 2008 album, which I'm blanking on the name of in the moment. Oh, it's self-titled, that's right. So the next track is Last Night in Brooklyn. One wonders why it's the last night. Are people moving away? Is it a last hurrah of some social group or some cultural event? Is it perhaps apocalyptic in a more serious sense? I feel like there's a number of degrees of intensity that a phrase like that could play out on. Ultimately, Brooklyn, one of the boroughs of New York, the original home of my now LA Dodgers, and ultimately one of the boroughs that is perhaps less affluent. It's certainly less affluent and socioeconomically significant than Manhattan, maybe even more so than the Bronx or Queens. Long Island certainly is a bit more affluent. So yeah, if in one way I would say it's like the working class borough of New York, certainly in some areas. So perhaps there'll be some relevance in terms of that relative attribute of the place. Maybe it's literally just about a place where something is occurring, and it might as well be one of the other boroughs. Either way, it's a very dramatic and curious title. We'll see what I can pick up on a first listen. This is Innerparty System. The track is Last Night in Brooklyn, and it's from the 2008 self-titled album. I heard it creeping in, but I still didn't think it was going to come in with that BPM fire.
Through the door, a darkened room. She draws white lines to set the mood. We conversate, drink our wine. She kissed my lips, then checked the time. We went out to a better place, a different crowd that's more her taste. She blends it in, and I don't see all the secrets that she keeps. I'm watching, stop moving further away. The party is shaking, so why did you have to change? I've given up, I've given all that I can. So
It's like...
I float over you.
Okay. It's like 4 to the floor and syncopated at the same time.
My back is up against the wall. You can't see lights when lights are off. How could you leave? How could you go? I can't be buried here alone. I need to find another face, since honesty is more my taste. Met a foreign girl with a foreign name, said these chemicals will ease. I'm watching, stop moving further away. The party is shaking, so why did you have to change? I've given up, I've given all that I can to you. I float over you. I float over you. those you love already left. Just say your piece, I'm moving on. When morning wakes you, I'll be gone.
Tune. So yes, there's a lot going on. I'll talk about the Sonics first, because I feel like this one I had a better sense of lyrically, or sometimes I'm sort of grasping at little tidbits, whereas I heard a lot of the lines more clearly, although still not completely clearly. In any case, yes, very driving, very fast, energetic, electric, sort of a mix of like underground dance and like alternative, edgy music. Like it had that mostly 4/4 kick drum type beat, but it was also syncopated at the same time, and there are moments where it seemed to emphasize the syncopation and essentially go into like sidestepping rhythm instead of just, the sort of fist pumping, rapid tempo dance floor pulsing. Nevertheless, the frenetic Sonics, very like chopped up, staccato, rapid fire type of feel to the track, and there's a bit of a stop go feel, not just in one or two like dead pause release moments, but just in general there was a slow fast syncopation, steady, like it kept shifting back and forth, so there was a very like stop start rhythm to it, which maybe relates or can be seen in the light of some of the lyrics. So it sounds like a relationship that to the narrator is stuck, and they're somewhere having a moment, maybe they're having dinner together, she's kissing him, but she's also looking at her watch like, we gotta go to where I'm more comfortable, we gotta go to one of these, party houses or whatever. And then it sounds like, was it drawing white lines, which again feels like maybe there's a drug reference there, and they're in this place where perhaps the narrator feels like, we always end up at a place like this, and we're always doing this, and it's never different, and you seem to care more about this than me. And so it sounds like he's saying he's had enough, like he's put in everything he can to this, but he's given all he can, and there's no more, and he actually prefers someone who's more honest with him to begin with. And I was thinking the line was like, I'm so over you, but then it was like, wait, he's saying I'm floating over you? So I don't know, like, the specifics of that line, because my brain sort of went back and forth on exactly what it was, but the essence of it seemed to be that he's had enough, and when she wakes up the next morning, he's not going to be here anymore. He's leaving Brooklyn, and by extension leaving her, and there's going to be a new life for him. Now there was a part like he wants a new face, maybe a foreign face, a name he can't pronounce, what was it? So maybe he's not sure what he wants, but he knows he doesn't want this anymore. He doesn't want to feel caught in this loop anymore. And she seems more interested again in having those kind of nights and partying and maybe getting faded, as my friends would have said back in the day, rather than really caring about him or being straight with him in terms of what he should expect and what she wants. So yes, it sounds like it's his last night in Brooklyn, and what that means for their relationship is that, by the time the sun comes up, that's it, it's over. So there's a feeling maybe that the stop starting and going, because what was the line? In fact, that was the point I was going to make. It sounds like he's saying like, I give you one more chance, or I'm going to go back and try to find you one more time. So it seems like he still kind of has one foot stuck in the door, because he knows that if he finally and fully cuts it off, it's going to be the end, and even if he has lingering feelings, maybe he won't be able to go back. So it sounds like there's a moment where he weakens, he sort of second guesses his plan to leave, or what he should really do, but then it seems like he comes back around again, and he does want to be, pause, gone. So yeah, I like the way you can read some of the lyrical or thematical elements, at least as I took them, in some of the Sonics. Ultimately a very danceable track, but not in a like underground techno rave sort of way, more like an assemblage 23 way, which reminds me I do need to get back to them eventually. Shout out to Kim. But in the sense that there's like electronic dance type sonics, but with vocals and lyrics and more of a typical song structure, or I should say typical song structure. So yeah, a cool tune. Definitely very intrigued by the opening 2 tracks on this album. Thank you again to Izzy. Thank you to Luca, who has provided little to no input on this video, but we know she's collating data, thinking of her own interpretation. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.